Hi there and welcome to your Pebble Pad space. This space is designed to accompany your journey throughout this foundations course and is a place where you can keep track of your reflections and any journaling or any other artifacts that you want to keep in here, which begins your e-portfolio. So this is the screen that will open up after you first initiate your account. And there's a few things that you probably want to have a look at to get yourself started. Initially, if you're just using this to make a few notes or do a little bit of journaling, it's really simple. Come here to the Add New button. And as the menu may suggest, this is where you're going to be adding in new content. So this menu has quite a few options underneath it. So the most simple thing you can do is just add a new post. This is just a place where you can store some thoughts or a journal, for example, and then we could put some content in here. Okay, and I can just, when I'm finished, I save up here and I can close it down. So that's how we add just substandard posts. There are other things we can add in here. Adding files is a really good way to put in anything, records of anything that you've achieved. For example, you might want to put in some PDFs of certificates that you have, of reports that you have, any CV items, job descriptions if you're wanting to build up your CV. Obviously, this is a great way to add in your files. You can build your CV here using CV items. You can put in some personal details, professional details, as well as academic details in here. You can do some planning, you can track some experiences. So maybe you wanted to jot down some thoughts after an experience and you can describe what you've done then. Maybe it's a meeting, a group meeting or a group task that you've done and you wanted to put some notes on from there. And there's a few other, some reflections here, journal entry reflections and even some structured reflections. So as you can see, quite a few options there to get yourself started. Once you've actually entered these things in, you're probably thinking, well, yep, what happens now? How do I find my stuff? If you're looking for where you've saved things to, you're going to want to view your assets. The way Pebble classifies your information is that anything that you've created is an asset. It's something that belongs to you. And the analogy is obviously it's valuable to you and it's owned by you. So it's the same as any other asset that we might have. This asset area is also available up here, so through this icon, the asset store. You can see here that that journal that I just saved is just there, so the journal for Thursday, and if I wanted to go, I can keep working on that by clicking on the edit button, or I can just have a look at it by clicking on the view button. If I double click on it, it just opens in view mode. I can't edit it at all. So that's just up here, that's the preview button. But if we want to edit, we need to click the pencil right next to the preview button and I can keep on working on it. It's a good habit to actually not do any double clicking in Pebble Pad. It just doesn't work exactly the same way as a lot of other programs. So that's a basic overview of how to create things. If you wanted to create things that are a little more sophisticated, you may want to design some things. You might want to design a blog or an activity log to track hours, for example. You can have a look at some of these more advanced features as you go through the course of the semester. One of, or two of the very most used designs here are folio pages and web folios. So you can create yourselves a folio page. We could put a description in here. And you get quite a few options here for your layout, so you can put in some text areas or text with an image perhaps. So if I wanted to type in here and choose a media file, and if I've uploaded that, I'll find some media files in here, or I could choose one to upload if I haven't already uploaded it. I'm going to go and choose my file. All right, I can choose a file here and open that one, give it a name. Acknowledge that I'm entitled to use that file. Once it's uploaded, you can close it there and then choose it and confirm. That's a folio page. Once I've finished my folio page, if I wanted to make a web folio, I can add those or other types of assets into a web folio. I come to design a new web folio and I want to add an existing asset. I can choose the one I just made. I can choose various. I'll just click on this here so I can narrow it down. So maybe I want to make a web folio about a trip. And then I can keep adding my folio pages. You can have a quick look at them before you add them just to make sure you're getting the right one. And as you can see, I'm building a bit of navigation down the side. When I'm happy with the content that I've got down my navigation, I'm going to give my web folio a name. If you click and drag this bar along the top, you can also give it a different theme. There are lots of these themes that are pre-built, and you can also create your own if you click on this new button over here. The pre-built themes, when you're clicking in this environment, you only get to see a limited amount of what it shows you. If you save your selection, click on your preview, and then next door to that becomes a full screen preview button. When you click on that, it actually shows you how your web folio will look as a web page, which is the purpose of a web folio. You can share them online. And it's put together my web folio with the background from that theme and also with some page content with the theme, my navigation and my fonts, all set by that theme that I've chosen. So that's the real basics of a web folio. In this view, by the way, it's opened a new window in my browser, so I can close that but go back to my one that I'm editing over here. Okay, so that's a really brief overview of making folios and web folios. A lot more information can be found in the PebblePad help, which is actually fantastic. It's got some guided videos for you to watch in there, as well as really, really detailed instructions. So if you come to the help tab and click on Pebble, it'll take you in, and the menu here along the side is modeled exactly on the menu that you find along the top of your Pebble screen. So if you wanted to, for example, to have a look at more detail about designing a web folio, you can just click here and more details will come up. This also has instructional videos as well. So you can click to watch a video on creating a web folio and linking your assets and other websites. So there's so much more information in the Pebble help, which is excellent and really easy to follow. It's also searchable, so if you're looking to do something in particular, you can just click in the search bar and have a look in there. Maybe, for example, you wanted to find out a bit more about how to tag your information, and it's got tagging information there. So that's just an overview of Pebble generally. There's a lot more obviously that the program can do. It really is a matter of exploring its capabilities and seeing what works for you. You can really use it to build yourselves a portfolio and to keep records of what you've been doing within your job and also outside of your job roles. This account is yours for life. Once you leave the institution, you can convert your account to a personal account. And again, you can come down here from Tools and Resources and click on the Free Alumni Account button, and that will take you through the process of transferring your account from a USC one to a personal one. So enjoy getting to know the program. It is really powerful and quite a great way of building up a portfolio of yourselves and your career and work that you've done.